Hi everyone, my name is Alexander Backman. You probably know me. I've done a lot of videos. I haven't been doing my Fukushima updates every 3 months anymore because of the situation at Fukushima is so painstaking, you know, just to cover the data and getting it out. But it's not that. It's so depressing to go over the information each day. Just go to the energy news website and read the headlines every day. It takes a toll on you. It takes a toll on you, and it affects you in a demeaning way. And this stress obviously affects one through time. I don't want to focus too much on the worst disaster in history and what it's done to us. But today I did want to make this video for two reasons. Number one, because I truly do believe that we can fight back against the radioactive fallout that's hitting us here in North America, in the West. And this is happening by design. We know that the powers that be are using Fukushima as a weapon of mass destruction. We know that the people in Japan are suffering greatly already from the radioactive fallout, and basically nationwide all the people are being radiated by the government and Shinzo Abe and his fascist dictatorship and regime. This man is out of his mind. I've already exposed him in my videos. I'm not going to do that today. But I just wrote an article, a very short article, because I have two articles coming up. One is about this you see here in my hand right now. This is a very important element of sea life in Baja California. And let me tell you, if you're a biologist, you're a scientist, and you recognize this shell, and you recognize this, it's absolutely gone. It's extinct. It's gone. And I'm writing an article about it, but I need your support. And if you don't support me in any way, I can't continue doing my research, going down south, interviewing people about the extinction of this clam species from the Pacific Ocean. It's gone. And I want to tell you everything about it and why this clam is absolutely gone in the same region where we had blue whales just this year being born with 2 heads, okay? This is what's going on right now. And Jesse Ventura should be all over this, baby, because he's living in the region where this is happening, in Baja, Mexico. Okay, but anyway. Let me get to what I wrote, okay? You can go over and read this on my website. Probably doesn't appear on the screen there. It's too blurry there. If you go to my website at alexanderbackman.com/PCR, or if you go to concienciaradio.com, that's CONCIENCIA.com/Fukushima. That's my Fukushima update website, and that's where I update a lot of information. But anyway, just go to alexanderbackman.com/PCR. Why PCR? Well, because of this wonderful product. It's called PCR, and this product is just wonderful. And this is what mitigates Fukushima. This is the Fukushima spray, and it's the Fukushima solution. I want to read my article that I wrote because I just spoke on the phone with somebody, and I needed to get the information out there. It says, exclusive, Fukushima radiation already killing Americans. Majority of Hawaii patients already testing 100% positive for Cesium-137. You heard that right. This person, this source whom I spoke to and whose identity I'm not revealing and I will not reveal because I do not have to reveal my sources as a journalist, informed me just today that this person spoke with friends in Hawaii for more than an hour on the phone about the effects of Fukushima and how this is affecting the Hawaiians. She told me that at least 4 people in just one family, okay? 4 people in this family just died from cancer this year alone. And 2 of them are in their 20s, early 20s. Is that normal? Of course it's not. Is it because of Fukushima? You bet it is. But what, we're going to wait 10, 15, 20 years for scientists to come out and tell us Well, it turns out that Fukushima did kill 20 million Americans. It turns out that Fukushima killed 5 million Mexicans. And it turns out Fukushima killed 80 million Japanese. Are we going to wait for this to be announced by the scientists, or are we going to take action now? That's basically what we should be doing. The source told me that, I'm not going to say he or she, spoke with a physician in Hawaii last week. And the physician told the source that 100% of the patients, this is another source, this is a doctor in Hawaii telling this person I just spoke to on the phone that 100% of the patients in his practice, in his consultation, are showing up positive in the blood test for Cesium-137 accumulating in their organs. There you go. Okay, and now, Ohio man, I spoke with the same source and told me that a man from Ohio tested positive earlier in the year for radioactive poisoning from eating sardines. Now, these are not just any sardines. These are sardines from Trader Joe's. I don't want to berate Trader Joe's. It's not their fault that their sardines are radioactive. It's Fukushima and the nuclear industry over there in Sendai, Japan, at the prefecture of death, that are allowing this to happen because they're covering up their nuclear weapons program. That's what's really going on. And people tell me, Alex, just bring it down a notch. Don't get upset. You bet I'm upset. The clams are gone. The sea lions are dying. The starfish are gone. Okay? And just for eating 2 cans of Trader Joe's sardines, and I did some research, and it's the ones in the water sardines in water, not the ones with olive oil or the ones that are smoked, because those are made out of Morocco or Portugal. It's the Trader Joe's sardines in water that come from the Pacific Coast up in Canada, over there near Vancouver, where the starfish are also dying. Okay, so tying two together, in Columbus, Ohio, this man ate 2 cans because he started feeling sick, you know. Here's the story. He started feeling sick, losing a lot of weight. He went to the doctor, feeling nauseous and all that stuff. Tells the doctor, what's going on with me? Well, the doctor said, let's run some tests, sir. They ran some tests, and guess what? He turned out super high on Cesium-137 and the particle of death, the particle of Hades, the particle from hell, which is called plutonium. Okay? It turns out that this element showed up in his tests, accumulating in his organs, also cesium. All around his organs, he was showing up with cesium and plutonium. Where from? The doctor said, and he said, well, I don't know. So they started, doing an analysis, checking what he has been eating for the past few months. Turns out that the only fish he had eaten were 2 cans of Trader Joe's sardines. Now, Trader Joe's has to start checking their fish, I think, because after this video, not a lot of people are going to start eating Trader Joe's. This is what companies should be doing, testing their own food before they bring it out on the market. Now, to close the video today, there's one solution for Fukushima, and I have it right here. It's PCR. Now, this thing is wonderful, and it should be being purchased, and people should be stockpiling this. Getting your PCR, praying and spraying. Pray and spray. And this thing is just wonderful. PCR is a product that will take out the plutonium, cesium, barium from the chemtrails, heavy metal toxicity, mercury, aluminum, arsenic, poisoning, all of that. Just one product. It goes under your tongue, 100% natural, no side effects. It's a natural supplement. FDA disclaimer on my website. You know, I'm supporting the product because I'm buying the product and because I'm taking it for me and my family. And because I don't expect to die from Fukushima anytime soon. Why? Because I'm mitigating the problem. All I'm doing with the PCR is I'm taking my own dose under my tongue, leave it there for a couple of minutes, and then you swallow. I'm just going to swallow right now anyway. Just swallowed. And this thing is just wonderful. You don't believe me? Well, check this out. It turns out that doctors in Maryland are testing the product with themselves, because they're showing up also high on plutonium and cesium. And guess what? This is what they said. They said that, quote, "We are just dumping the plutonium out of our bodies with this thing." They did some urine tests, and this thing, the PCR, takes out the plutonium and the cesium, 10% of it through the urine. But the other 85%, there's no product on the market in the world, in my opinion, that can do that. 85% of all the radioactive elements get dumped out of your body via excretion. The excretion through your feces. So every time you go take a dump, you're dumping out the radioactive elements. And this is good. I'm sorry for you to use that expression, but you know, spray and dump the radioactive elements out of you. And you see, that's the beauty of this, because if we take into account that there are solutions to mitigate the Fukushima radiation, and we as a species plan on surviving the onslaught by, let's just call them who they are, you know, the world elite. They don't give a rat's ass for your health. They don't care. Okay? They're killing you off. That's the truth. They're trying to kill us off. The culling has begun. The culling, C-U-L-L-I-N-G. So I ask you humbly to please take this into consideration. If in Maryland, the eastern side of the United States, doctors are already saying this product works, then I tell you this product works. So start, please, buying your PCR, okay? So a lot of people are complaining, you know, Fukushima is the end of the world. Yes, it is, unless you take action now. Now, if you take action, and you are in the U.S. military, if you are in the armed forces, if you are a doctor, if you're a pediatrician, and you're asking yourself, I'm asking myself why we have these high counts of hydroencephaly and androencephaly up in Oregon or in Washington State, where these babies are being born without a brain. And I'm not talking about Obama being born without a brain. He might be just an exception here. No, I'm talking about babies being born without a brain because of what? Guess what? Radioactive elements, hot particles. During the Fukushima explosion, thermonuclear explosion, mind you, or nuclear detonation, whatever you want to call it, whatever it was, what happened in March 2011 was a nuke. And that thing that went up, all these particles went up into the jet stream and fell over. They didn't fall over just Canada and Washington and Oregon and California. It affected us here in Mexico too. Here in Baja California, we were blanketed by this stuff. Okay? Fortunately, I knew about this. I followed the jet stream. I put my family on an airplane and we flew south as much as possible down to Mexico City. And we were safe from the initial fallout. But this thing blanketed New Mexico. It blanketed the entire border between the United States and Mexico. And then we have the problem with the WIPP plant. Okay? The WIPP deposit of radioactive waste over there under New Mexico in Carlsbad, in danger of, you know, blowing up or releasing more plutonium into the atmosphere. And the problem with WIPP is that we have now seismicity of all things in Arizona, on the border with New Mexico, 4.2s, 5.2s, maybe a new volcano, fracking. I don't know what it is. But what's going on is dangerous in itself, because if another release comes out, it hits Ciudad Juarez, Mexico. People in Ciudad Juarez are afraid. Well, if you have PCR, you shouldn't be afraid. You breathe in the stuff, you can get it out of your system with the PCR. This is a nano product. It works at a nanoscale, okay? The crystalline structures in this thing, they neutralize, they encage the radioactive elements in your body, and it just gets out of your system. So at least we have something to come and give you a solution against Fukushima. Another thing we have that I just wanted to say here, just to close this, okay, about the babies in Oregon. Now, the babies in Oregon that are being born without a brain, in the 90s, I remember that in Ciudad Juarez, Mexico, the same thing happened. There were high cases of hydroencephaly and androencephaly that's being born without a brain. And what gets me is that they blamed this on the maquiladora industry. I think it was ammonium. I don't remember what was released or being released in the plant at the time that provoked that the pregnant women gave birth to babies born without a brain. Now, if my memory serves me correctly, that was the case, ammonium. But what if it wasn't ammonium? What if it really was another nuclear release they never told us about that came out, I don't know, of Los Alamos, or it came out of a whip plant, or whatever it was. But maybe it was a radioactive release that blanketed Ciudad Juarez. Did you know that many of these things, these industrial, irresponsible events, are not even talked about? It's now that we have access to the media and independent journalism that we can find out the truth. So, just to close my comment today, Oregon, these children being born without a brain, it's just horrible. But it's happening. And Hanford, you know, that site that produced so much plutonium and uranium for the nuclear bomb for the United States, I think Hanford, which was closed in the 80s, and all these stockpiles they have of plutonium and uranium, you know, in these waste, plastic nuclear waste facility, whatever it is now, is leaking into the Columbia River. And that's the end of that. I mean, the people living in the region just close to the Columbia River, I mean, just get out of there. This thing is leaking into the river. And if you take a shower with that, you're pregnant, you're taking a shower, or maybe you're drinking, you know, out of the faucet because you think it's good for you because it has fluoride to calcify your pineal gland. Okay, make you more docile, make you more, you know, yeah, I believe in a new world system. Yeah, please take control of my mind. Please, I need more fluoride in my water, or any other heavy metals in the water that they put, or chemicals. I tell you this, maybe that's how women affected their product inside their wombs, and they were born without a brain. Maybe the radioactivity is already in the water. I mean, the Colorado River has uranium in it. You didn't know that? Oh yeah, people in Utah and the Colorado, you know, the delta is all the way down here in Baja, going out, pumping out into the Sea of Cortez. Another thing is, maybe they're doing this by design. They just want to get rid of us. There's no other logical explanation to why the FDA and the environmental groups within the government, that the EPA and others are not doing their job. Berkeley is complicit in covering up the information. University of California is complicit. All the scientists there, they lose their grants, they lose their money. There's a lot of, you know, red tape there and corruption. Not corruption, I would say special interests. I don't want to lose my academic job if I'm going to release information detrimental to the system in itself, because the system finances me, which is namely the nuclear industry, Sempra Energy, all these big hotshots that control basically energy and energy production around the planet. So anyway, that was my comment, and I hope you buy this spray. Okay, PCR. Now, when you buy this spray, I just get a small commission from the lab, from Maxam Labs, and I want to thank Maxam Labs for this wonderful product and the other products that helped my son get cured from autism. My son Mario suffered from autism thanks to the vaccines, and he's right here with me. Could you just get up here, Mario, and tell him? Okay. Did you take these products, son?
Yes.
Yeah. You remember the PCA, and this is another one called AFX. You remember?
Yes.
Yeah. What do you want to tell the people about these sprays?
Cure?
No, these sprays. What do you want to tell them about these sprays?
They cure you?
They cure you. They cure you. They help you, right?
Yeah.
Muy bien. That's excellent, Mario. So, Mario, what do you want to tell the people all around the world? That they take their sprays?
Yes.
Yeah? Thank you, Mario.
Yes.
Okay. Well, there's my son, Mario, and I'm just happy, and I thank God over all things that I got my son back, thanks to the PCA and the NG Neurogen and Tranquility and Oxytocin and all the wonderful products that Maxam Labs has produced throughout the years. And Jim Cole, we want to thank you. We want to thank the whole team over there at Maxam Labs in Fort Hood, Oregon. Christy, Howard, Aida, all of you. We are so happy for everything that you have done for us. And as a family, yeah, we're happy, because as a family, we are thankful. We are thankful, and we are blessed to have products made in the United States by such a wonderful laboratory, such as Maxam Labs. So, contact Maxam Labs. Don't believe me. Get your PCR. If you buy it, again, if you go to alexanderbackman.com, please, son, please. If you buy it at alexanderbackman.com/PCR, and you buy it with the PayPal button there, it costs like 70 some bucks. 2 ounces, 2 full ounces. This lasts for about 2 months for one person. You're helping me out, because I get a very small commission from the laboratory if you buy it through me. And that helps me finance my other research as a journalist. Okay, I'm low on income as it is, but I just want to tell you, and I wanted to give you the good news. Yes, Fukushima is bad, but this is better because we have good news, and yes, we have a reason to be happy. Thank you, everyone. Take care. God bless. Everything about it and why this clam is absolutely gone in the same region where we had blue whales just this year being born with 2 heads. Okay? This is what's going on right now. And Jesse Ventura should be all over this, baby, because he's living in the region where this is happening, in Baja, Mexico. Okay, but anyway, let me get to what I wrote. Okay, this is, you can go and read this on my website, probably to see here in my hand right now. This is a very important element of sea life in Baja California. And let me tell you, if you're a biologist, you're a scientist, and you recognize this shell, and you recognize this, it's absolutely gone. It's extinct. It's gone. And I'm writing an article about it, but I need your support. And if you don't support me in any way, I can't continue doing my research, going down south, interviewing people about the extinction of this clam species from the Pacific Ocean. It's gone. And I want to tell you Hi everyone, my name is Alexander Backman. You probably know me. I've done a lot of videos. I haven't been doing my Fukushima updates every 3 months anymore because of the situation at Fukushima is so painstaking, you know, just to cover the data and getting it out. But it's not that. It's so depressing to go over the information each day. Just go to the Energy News website and read the headlines every day. It takes a toll on you. It takes a toll on you, and it affects you in a demeaning way. And this stress obviously affects one through time. I don't want to focus too much on the worst disaster in history and what it's done to us, But today I did want to make this video for two reasons. Number one, because I truly do believe that we can fight back against the radioactive fallout that's hitting us here in North America, in the West. And this is happening by design. We know that the powers that be are using Fukushima as a weapon of mass destruction. We know that the people in Japan are suffering greatly already from the radioactive fallout, and basically nationwide all the people are being radiated by the government and Shinzo Abe and his fascist dictatorship and regime. This man is out of his mind. I've already exposed him in my videos. I'm not going to do that today. But I just wrote an article, a very short article, because I have two articles coming up. One is about this.